Well, it's time now for Media Watch. Emma James is here with us in the studio. Good to see you, Emma. And we're going to go back to the United States because a lot of people are still talking about that very bad-tempered press conference. That's an understatement, to say the least. When Donald Trump got into a real spat with the CNN reporter Jim Acosta, who's now had his White House credentials revoked.
Yes, absolutely, which is a big reason why everyone's still talking about it today. The White House really keeping this story very much alive, revoking Jim Acosta's credentials, but also claiming, as The Guardian, among others, are reporting, that Jim Acosta himself had actually placed his hands on the young intern who tried to take the microphone from him as he was trying to ask the US president a question. Now, I think everyone's probably already seen at least part of their contretemps
if you
already.
didn't see it live as it happened, as we did.
Exactly. Well, if you haven't caught it, here's a little taste of the kind of thing that went on.
Mr. President, if I may ask one other question, are you worried?
That's enough. That's enough.
Mr. President,
that's
I was
enough.
going to ask one of the other folks.
That's enough.
Pardon me, ma'am. Mr.
Excuse
President,
me. That's enough.
Mr. President, I had one other
Peter,
question,
let's
if
go.
I may ask.
CNN should be ashamed of itself having you working for them. You are a rude, terrible person. You shouldn't be working for CNN.
So some very strong words there from the
Trump
US
really doesn't
president.
like him, does he?
No, I think we can safely say those two will not be sending each other Christmas cards. What's interesting, though, is that Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the press secretary for the White House, tweeted this video saying, "We stand by our decision to revoke his credentials. We will not tolerate the inappropriate behaviour clearly documented in this video." The thing with this video, though, that has really stirred up a lot of controversy is it appears to have been doctored. Parts of it have been sped up, parts of it have been slowed down, and it does make his arm movement look a lot more aggressive.
Looks like he's kind of chopping her.
Exactly. It looks almost like a karate chop. Now, this person is saying exactly that it now looks like he's doing a karate chop. This is shameful propaganda. It is Orwellian. Lots of people feeling that, really. But the interesting thing is they've actually muted it too, because as you saw in that clip, he said, "Pardon me, ma'am." Karate chops are rarely followed by a "pardon me, ma'am," points out this person. Now, if you only seen that video from Sarah Sanders, you wouldn't realise that he'd said that. The other thing that everyone is upset about is it appears that she has lifted this video from the far-right conspiracy theory touting website InfoWars. It's currently banned from Twitter, has a permanent ban from Twitter, and is not ordinarily seen as a particularly credible source of information. Other people commenting on this one saying that basically likening it to 1984. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. That, of course, from George Orwell. The implication there being that we could see for ourselves what happened. You've doctored the video. We know what you've done. Philip Crowther, France 24's White House correspondent, was actually on the sidelines there taking this image. This was just before that happened. And he points out that although the press secretary sounds outraged and very upset by what's happened in her tweets today, defending what's gone on subsequently, you can see that she is actually laughing and at least smiling fairly broadly during the exchange between Jim Acosta and her boss. Jim Acosta himself has said today, "Don't believe the lies coming from the White House. Believe in our freedoms. Thank you all for your support. We won't back down." The hashtag 1A, of course, refers to the First Amendment for free speech. Jane Merrick, who is a political commentator, has come up with one way of handling this situation, suggesting that the entire press corps walk out, stop giving the president coverage, take him off the air, cancel his series, implying
I can't see
really
that happening anytime soon.
well, no, but implying that if he's going to treat the presidency like reality television, then hey, we can pull the plug on him. A different take on how this should be handled, or these kind of situations should be handled in future, comes from the Washington Post, an opinion piece by Jennifer Rubin, who says that absolutely all the reporters should be there when Donald Trump is speaking. He is the news. He is the US president. But she's urging reporters not to attend the briefings, rare as they are, by Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh, interesting.
Saying she has no right to use her office to lie to the American people, let alone to violate the First Amendment. She has disgraced herself.
And they're sticking by their story for now, aren't they?
They are indeed.
Doesn't look like Jim Acosta will be getting back into the White House anytime soon. I don't know. All right, well, that brings us quite smoothly onto our next story, doesn't it? It is Anti-Bullying Day here in France, and this is so sad. One young boy has really broken hearts with his testimony of what happens to him every single day at school. This is so heartbreaking.
Yes, it really is. The word déchirant is in lots of headlines here in France today, which does mean heartbreaking. Lots of people talking about this one boy who's given an account of what happens to him every day in school. Take a look.
Que j'ai envie de rejoindre le bon Dieu, de mourir. Et j'en ai marre de ce petit garçon. Il n'arrête pas de me taper tous les jours.
Poor little soul. That's
He's
really
just 7 years old. We don't know his name. Well, I do know his name, but we're not giving
No,
his
let's
name to protect his anonymity. The video has been shared thousands of times, viewed more than 1 million times in just a couple of days. Now, a lot of people obviously giving messages of support, but some also questioning the wisdom of creating a video like this and sharing it on social media. Le Figaro has spoken to his mother, who said they didn't do it to get social media attention. She actually shared the video just with friends privately on Facebook, and she recorded it on the advice of
Did
her
we blur the
solicitor.
face, or did she
We blurred the face.
Okay.
It is out there on social media with him very much recognisable. She was worried that the fact that this has become such a huge thing would actually make him more sad. What she's done is she's told him that he's a superhero because she hopes that this video is going to help other children suffering the same kind of thing.
He certainly is, because the poor children, they have to deal with bullying, physical bullying like that, and also bullying online now. It's really, really sad. Thank you for bringing that to us, our attention, Emma James there with Media Watch.